This is a section of the Rural-Urban Fringe of Leeds. The Rural-Urban Fringe is a zone of mixed land uses on the very edge of the city where it merges with the countryside. In the distance you can see the edge of the Leeds urban area and it is sprawling towards us. Urban sprawl is the spread of an urban area into what used to be countryside. The area of countryside on this map is being squeezed by urban sprawl from the large urban areas of Leeds, Wakefield and Kirklees. There are increasing demands being placed upon it. You can imagine it would be easy to meet the demand for new housing by building here. There is lots of open and relatively flat land. The area is close to the M1, M62 and A653 dual carriageway, so the transport links are really good. In fact, there are plans to build over 2,000 houses on the edge of Kirklees. There are also plans for 300 more houses on the edge of Leeds. 300 are already being built, and beyond that, a further 250 are planned. And these are just the big building projects. There are many other smaller ones. And the demands aren't just for houses. They have also planned 35 hectares of industrial units on greenfield land on the edge of Wakefield. And they are adding new panels to a large solar farm on what used to be farmland. Clearly, urban sprawl is having an impact upon the rural-urban fringe. We can identify environmental impacts. These wide open green spaces and woodlands are currently home to larger mammals such as otters, badgers, foxes and deer. Buzzards and red kites are observed here regularly. When this land is developed, it will affect the biodiversity of the environment. Once the land is developed, it is lost. It becomes just part of the urban area, an urban area which keeps on spreading further and further out. Precious habitats are lost for good. Urban sprawl also increases the risk of flooding. At the moment, when it rains, the open land, the plants and trees soak up the water and slow the flow. If the land is replaced by hard surfaces such as concrete and tarmac, the runoff is quicker and flooding can take place in the valley bottoms. There are also social impacts. Local people love walking around this area. It is good for exercise and mental health. Once this land is developed, it will reduce their opportunity for peaceful country walks, and they will have to go elsewhere. The chances are that they will need to drive to find alternative places. Some people may be unable to do that. Of course, the new houses will provide homes for some people who would like to live here, and there will be jobs created in the construction of the homes and new industries, which means people can afford to do things to improve their lives and standard of living. This will be good socially for some, but at the expense of others. Economic impacts also exist. The landowners are under pressure to sell their land. They will benefit initially, but they may lose their source of income from farming longer term. There are other problems too. The new houses that are planned are just the latest additions that have taken place on the edge of the city. The local schools are already full. The infrastructure is already under pressure. New schools and medical services will be needed. New sewage systems and utilities will be required. There may be tremendous costs involved in adapting the existing roads and infrastructure so that it may cope with the new additions. Politically, the government has set targets for new housing and development and has relaxed some of the rules around the use of greenfield sites. Local governments are expected to meet these targets, and there simply aren't enough brownfield sites available to meet these demands. Not only that, people like to live further out on the edge of the city, and places in the rural-urban fringe are attractive. There are no easy solutions to all of these conflicting demands.